Just a few hours ago, the official White House account on X dropped a bombshell post, and it's right here on your screen. The message? A bold announcement showcasing the executive order from a couple of days ago, establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve and a United States digital asset stockpile. Their caption? Short, powerful, and game-changing. America will be the Bitcoin superpower of the world. The golden age of America has begun. This isn't just a tweet. It's a statement from the top of the US government. The United States, the world's largest capital market, has gone all in on crypto. Tired of fake gurus who claim to be expert traders but never trade live? I trade live on the second largest crypto exchange, where everything is transparent and results can't be faked. For over 440 days, I've consistently closed every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have seen over 70% profit with only 4% drawdown. Verified results, not empty claims. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in my profile and start copying my trades for free today. How can you not feel bullish right now? I saw this post and had to share it. When I reposted, I added, imagine a decade from now looking back and realizing you had the chance to invest in cryptocurrency but didn't, especially knowing XRP will outperform Bitcoin in ROI over that time. Here's the truth as I see it. Patience with XRP is the key to wealth. The writing's on the wall, folks. Clear as day. Are you ready to seize this moment? This is only getting bigger, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. Coins with real-world utility will remain the most sought after, and that includes XRP. The market has already crowned XRP as a winner. Unless something completely wild and unforeseen happens, it's logical to believe the most likely scenario. XRP keeps climbing. As the crypto market grows, XRP will always hold its share of the growing pie. The more money that flows in, the larger the pie, and XRP's slice becomes. Now, let's entertain the highly unlikely. What if every bull in the space right now got it wrong? What if this cycle has already peaked and we just don't know it yet? Even in that scenario, I'm confident that a decade from now, crypto prices, including XRP, will be far higher than where they stand today. I'll be honest, I don't believe we're anywhere near the end of this market cycle. The probability of that happening right now is incredibly low, and I've got plenty of reasons I've shared before to back that up. We're just not seeing the usual signs of a market top, especially when it comes to XRP. If anything, I think we're in for a wild ride upward, bigger moves, more explosive growth, before we eventually hit a true bear market. Now, let me pause to make something crystal clear. I'm not a financial expert. I don't have any credentials in finance, and nothing I say should ever be taken as financial advice. Seriously, don't buy or sell anything based on my words. I'm just a crypto enthusiast who loves talking about this stuff on YouTube as a hobby. For fun, nothing more. So let's timestamp this video. It's 3:15 p.m. Central Time, Saturday, March 8th, 2025. XRP is sitting at $2.35, and Bitcoin's at a jaw-dropping $86,458. Here's a thought. Fast forward a decade from now. Look back at these prices and let's see how far we've come. Let us know how we're doing. Now, I don't think the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap will look the same in the future as they do today, but I wouldn't be shocked to see XRP still holding strong. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. For now, we're mostly range-bound, with some assets dipping slightly lower. But hey, that's just how it goes in bull markets. It's part of the ride. Now check this out. Charlie Bolello, chief market strategist at Creative Planning, shared an interesting post with his 634,000 followers. He pointed out that the S&P 500 has dropped over 7% from its February 19th peak, the biggest pullback since last August. Since the March 2009 low, this marks the 30th correction greater than 5% off a high. At the time, every single one of those dips felt like the apocalypse. Funny, isn't it? Traditional finance folks panic over a 5% pullback like it's the end of the world. Meanwhile, we've seen 30 corrections over 5% in just 30 days before. Feels like that sometimes, doesn't it? But here's the thing I want to point out. Yes, fear creeps in during the lows, but history paints a different picture. Think about it. I was just talking about the crypto pie growing, and the same idea applies to the stock market. That pie? It's destined to grow bigger too. Why bring this up? Because stocks, like crypto, are risk-on assets. They're treated similarly, moving in tandem more often than not. So when crypto is doing its thing, fluctuating wildly, stocks tend to follow a similar rhythm. But here's the kicker. This kind of movement is completely normal. It doesn't signal doom and gloom, no matter how it feels in the moment. Take a look at this post from chart analyst Rect Capital, shared with his 541,000 followers. He highlighted a Bitcoin USD chart, noting yet another lower high on the daily. It's all part of the bigger story, a story still unfolding. It's hard to ignore the patterns here. Throughout this cycle, Every time Bitcoin hit 28 or lower on the Relative Strength Index, RSI, the price either bottomed out or hovered within 2% to 8% of the bottom. This chart, which tracks back to 2022, highlights those moments when the RSI dipped to these oversold levels. And what happens next? Even if there's a bit of sideways action at first, Bitcoin eventually moves. The key takeaway? It's not over yet. This doesn't feel like the moment where everything collapses. Why? Because we haven't seen the classic Bitcoin to altcoin rotation yet. And let's face it, this isn't going to be the first time in history where investors suddenly stop being greedy and skip the chance to maximize their profits. They always do. Why wouldn't they? If you're someone willing to invest in Bitcoin, and I count myself among them, you know the game. Profits from Bitcoin will eventually flow into altcoins. It's just how this story goes. So you're telling me you're taking on that risk but not cycling it through other coins? That's what most people do in this space. Personally though, when I sell, I'm out. Done. I've got a different risk profile, and that's okay. You want to cycle it through other investments? Go for it. I'm not saying it's wrong, just my choice not to. I'm more risk averse. Plain and simple. If you're willing to take that leap, hey, you'll probably make more money than me. Honestly, that's likely. But it's not how I roll, and that's fine too. Most people do reinvest though. We just haven't seen much of that yet. And you think this whole thing's done? Nope, not even close. Take this post from chart analyst Credible Crypto back on February 28th. He said, Bitcoin tagged $79,000, and now we're seeing some relief. Think about that. Right now, it all boils down to two key levels: local supply between $94,000 and $99,000, and higher time frame demand just under $74,000. My take? We're likely setting the stage between these zones before pulling off a major plot twist in the days ahead. Translation: when the market was in full-blown panic mode, he basically said, chill, we're just bouncing sideways in this range for now. Here's the kicker. This guy's no rookie. With nearly a decade in the crypto trenches, he's weathered every storm you can imagine. So, the recent chaos? Just another Tuesday for him. Then, at precisely 12:46 p.m. this afternoon, he dropped an update. The verdict? Still ping-ponging between those same two zones after brushing up against resistance at local supply a few days ago. His perspective? This sideways shuffle is just the warm-up act before the big reversal takes center stage. He even outlined a smaller local range in blue, pinpointing the latest highs and lows. Now, all eyes are on how the market reacts at the edges of this range. That blue level he's talking about? It's locked in at $78,264. His confidence? Unshakable. Crypto's wild swings don't rattle him. It's all part of the game. Volatility in this space isn't chaos. It's the norm. If you're new, it might feel overwhelming, even nerve-wracking. But trust me, once you dive in and understand the rhythm, you'll realize there's no need to lose your cool. He's betting big this cycle. Bitcoin charging toward $150,000. XRP breaking past $20. Bold predictions? Sure. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he nails it, or comes pretty damn close. Meanwhile, take a look at this gem from Chart Nano's mustache. It's a chart tracking the crypto total market cap, the combined value of every asset in the space. The chart dates back to late 2021, showing just how far we've come and hinting at where we might go next. According to him, total market cap has retested its 2021 all-time high, March 2024 highs, and its November 2024 breakout. Oh, and it just kissed a 1.5-year trend line. So many alignments, it's almost poetic. Bullish vibes are strong. Don't miss the ride. He sees this as typical market behavior. Nothing out of the ordinary. That's the consensus I'm picking up from the analysts I follow. None of them, not one in my circle, is sounding any alarms or saying the market's peaked and everything's unraveling. Sure, there are a few outliers entertaining those doomsday scenarios, but even they aren't fully convinced it's likely. They're more like, well, in the off chance the unexpected happens, here's how it might play out. No one's flipping the script and saying, sorry folks, but the bull run is officially over. I haven't seen any of that firsthand, but you can definitely find it on social media. There are always people ready to dig up and share that kind of stuff. Fear tends to feed on itself. When people are scared, they look for more content to validate those feelings. And it's out there. Take this post from Mikey Crypto at Chart Nano, for example. Ethereum hanging on a critical support. Bounce or break. This matters because historically, Ethereum has been the engine that kickstarts altcoin seasons. Right now, it's teetering at a level that could very well be its floor. Many analysts are echoing this same sentiment. Either we're at or near the bottom, or we're wrong, which sure is possible, and the whole market slips into a bear phase. If that happens, we hit pause for the next 4 years and give it another go. It's a possibility, no doubt. I'll admit I can't predict the future, but we're not here to talk about certainties. We're here to talk about probabilities. Here's the cool part. Even if the unlikely happens and we hit a bear market, guess what? I'll still hold the exact same amount of crypto. It's not like my crypto magically disappears. It's just worth less when you measure it in US dollars. Big deal. right? Now, like I mentioned earlier in the video, when it comes to XRP, patience is the real game changer. Think about it. Imagine holding on to your current stash for an entire decade. No selling, no trading, just holding. Do you think your portfolio would be worth more or less after 10 years? For me personally, I'm betting on more. Sure, some of my holdings might crash and burn, but even if a few go to zero, I believe the overall value would still climb higher over the long haul. That's the beauty of playing the long game. Time is your biggest ally. Here's the thing. There's no magic formula here. The reason I stay calm through all the crypto chaos is simple: conviction. Real, unwavering conviction. Every year I've held XRP, my belief hasn't wavered. In fact, it's only grown stronger. Not just in XRP, but in the entire crypto space. That's the key. There's no secret sauce, no trick to staying sane when prices swing wildly. Sure, it helps to know that volatility is par for the course in crypto, but beyond that, I've never feared that the next big dip means it's all going to zero. Why? Because I believe in this space. It's not some random hype. Crypto solves real problems, provides real value, and powers business models that couldn't exist without it. So, yes, fast forward a decade, and I see this asset class being so much bigger, so much more valuable. Congrats to those of you with conviction too. You're in for one heck of a ride. You're still incredibly early. Less than 5% of the global population has ever dabbled in crypto, and I'd guess only about 9% have ever owned XRP at any point. Think about that. You're ahead of the curve. Now, if we're right, and I believe we are, imagine what happens when XRP sees mass adoption on a global scale. That's the kind of shift that can create life-changing opportunities. My confidence has never been higher, but confidence is key. Take this example, a dedicated chart analyst in crypto who stayed bullish for years. Back in 2024, when XRP was just 56 cents and doubt was everywhere, he posted his analysis. Today, he shared that same post, reminding us how the XRP community stayed strong, trusting the technicals and their conviction. That's the mindset that wins. He shared some bold targets today: $7.50, $13, even $27 for XRP. Sure, those numbers might sound far-fetched, maybe even unrealistic to some, but isn't that how it always feels? The unknown future tends to spark doubt in retail speculators clinging to the present. Take a look at what he posted back in 2024. He mentioned milestones that, at the time, felt like a pipe dream to many. People were so emotionally drained they couldn't imagine XRP hitting levels like 85 cents. Back then, it was sitting at just 56 cents. He highlighted 85 cents and $1.10 as key benchmarks. But the mood? Pure skepticism. The sentiment was heavy. People were saying, it's never going to happen. The negativity was loud, especially on social media. A vocal group, beaten down by XRP's price action, let their frustrations echo across the community. But here's the thing. Those impossible levels? They weren't impossible after all. Sometimes you just have to tune out the noise and see the bigger picture. They're far below us now. Maybe we'll never reach those levels again. Who knows? But here's the thing. When we finally climb to new heights, it'll feel so obvious in hindsight. It doesn't right now though, and that's the catch. To achieve life-changing wealth, you've got to stay ahead of the crowd. The opportunity is real, and it's just around the corner. Check this out. Chart analyst Ali Martinez points out something fascinating. Whale activity on the XRP network has been steadily rising for 3 weeks. And here's the thing about whales. They don't make mistakes. They don't get caught off guard. Now, let me share an update from this morning by chart analyst Jevon Marks. Look at XRP/USD. He highlights a pattern that's been confirmed and followed by major strength. He predicts XRP could see at least a 40% recovery above its 2025 highs. This isn't just speculation. Marks is one of the analysts who accurately called the breakout in 2024. The experts I trust, who've nailed predictions before, all agree XRP has much more room to grow. None of them are wavering, and the conviction is stronger than ever. Here's a post from Dark Defender with XRP/USD on the screen. He's diving into the coffee cup pattern, basically a U-shaped formation on a price chart that signals a potential bullish trend reversal after a downtrend. It's not an overnight thing though. These patterns usually take weeks or even months to fully develop. Using our 2023 framework, I've brought the mighty cup pattern into play. Back when XRP was sitting at 50 cents, the cup's surface and depth weren't shouting, but now, they're practically yelling. Combine this with Elliott wave theory, and a fascinating story starts to unfold. Wave 3 is targeting $5.85 to $18.22. Then Wave 5? That's a leap to $36. And the cup's depth, paired with our coffee level, is brewing up a potential move to $44.22. One day, we might look back and say, yeah, it seemed impossible at the time, but it actually happened. Now, Am I saying we'll hit all these levels this market cycle? Not necessarily, but honestly, some of those projections don't sound too wild when you zoom out. Big picture, none of those prices feel out of reach. No one can say for certain how things will play out, but honestly, it seems totally reasonable to think it could happen. If you're looking at the big picture without focusing on a timeline, I feel confident saying there's a strong chance this could actually hit. I just don't claim to know when. Here's how I see it. If the crypto market keeps expanding, reaching tens of trillions, or even crossing that $100 trillion mark, XRP could carve out its share of the pie. And if that scenario unfolds, then yeah, it makes perfect sense. I genuinely believe that's the direction we're heading, and it's why I'm so excited about all of this. To me, the potential is crystal clear, but here's the catch. Building wealth takes patience. You need to have real conviction and the guts to see it through. That's on you to decide. Of course, there's always the possibility we're wrong and it all goes to zero. I can't completely rule that out. But for me, the upside is worth the risk. We're all just a little crazy, aren't we? Sitting here in this echo chamber, shouting the same ideas back and forth until we start believing them ourselves. But honestly, I don't see it that way. When I first jumped into crypto, I had no biases. I was a blank slate. I threw every argument, every bad idea I could think of at XRP, trying to poke holes in it. But guess what? I couldn't. It just works. At its core, XRP has the qualities people wish Bitcoin had. It's fast, efficient, and has real utility. Plus, as one of the early movers, it has that first mover advantage baked in. It's not just hype, it's genuinely useful. That's why, even back in 2017 when I entered the crypto space, there was already a strong XRP community. And since then, it's exploded, growing larger and more passionate every year. To me, XRP has always been the most obvious play in crypto. It takes patience and conviction, sure, but that's the stuff wealth is built on. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't go out buying or selling anything just because I say so. Seriously, that would be a terrible idea.